I
Yeah.
am so excited about this. For me, it wasn't me. It's one of the best songs of this year, and I'm now joined by Ninth Key. How are you guys doing?
What's up,
Doing
brother?
good.
I'm great. So yeah, so we've got Echo, we've got Low Spirit. Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for joining me on the show. This is a real pleasure because, like I said, yeah, if I wasn't me, the first time I heard it, I was like, "Who is this?" Like, well, I knew you, Echo, but I didn't actually know you, Low Spirit, and I was like, "This is something special. This is it for me. It feels like it's just a turning point for something. Like this is a project that should explode."
Thank you. That genuinely means a bunch. We
Sure
were
hope
in like
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
Like, because I saw you, Echo. You came to the UK. You did a little tour, and I saw you in Southampton, and it was great. Like
Thank
an
you.
amazing show. Like, and also you lean more on the hip hop side of things, but there's still so much rock with your music as well. And then teaming up. So like you two have worked together in the past, haven't you? So when did Ninth Key come about?
it's kind of hard, like the like conceptualizing it as a project. Honestly, like I think we toyed around with the idea like when we did a song called Good Things together. But it didn't we didn't like solidify it as a thing at that point. So being honest, like it didn't really come about until maybe like 2025. Like we had started making some other stuff together just to see where it went. But funny enough, I think the first couple of demos that we used, like just music wise or track wise, were things that were written for Echo. Um, and I don't know, we were just like, well, we had good luck with Good Things. And let's just see what else that we can do because we loved working together so much and had so much chemistry, like in a room writing together and just creating together. So I would say probably like early 25, we were definitely like conceptualizing it and being like, yeah, we should like consider starting a band. But I still don't think committed to the idea until like October of last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It was very much we have all these songs and this is cool. We like making these songs together. And now we have these four songs. And it's like, okay, let's do this again. It's like, okay, now we have six songs or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I remember just the conversations of like, hey, I think this is more special than just like a Echo and Low Spirit thing. I don't think this should be, like a just a collaboration. This should be its own thing that people can like latch onto and has its own lore and has its own thing. It's too special to just be Echo and Low Spirit.
Yeah.
And we just started toying with the idea a little more and more and more. And eventually I think we both just it's a big commitment when you're a solo artist to be like, okay, hey, let's start a whole thing, you know?
Yeah.
So it,
Yeah.
it it didn't I don't think it happened overnight. I think it was slowly when we began, to get to know each other better and hear the songs more and be like, okay, yeah, this is someone I can make music with, but also somebody I can be in a business with, also somebody that I can, be attached to because it's a
It's like when
big
people go
commitment.
on dates and the girl's like, so what are we?
Yeah. And Nine
That's what
Keys when we
happened.
finally we
That's what
finally,
happened.
made it all the way home, baby.
You're going steady
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, so it's like kind of cool because I genuinely think we went through so many iterations of like what it was going to be. We're like, maybe we'll just do like a couple of more like songs, like and just collab them as primary artists, like Good Things. And then we were like, well, maybe we should just do like a split EP or something where it's like Echo and Low Spirit, and we like call the project this or that. Um, and then yeah, it just got to a point where we were like, it just doesn't feel like Echo or Low Spirit. It just feels like its own like special project. So let's just start a band. And I think a lot of the like influences, a lot of our influences, like growing up, kind of informed the project a lot. There's like a lot of like nostalgia and like kind of callbacks to things that inspired us to start making music when we were kids. And so it felt like if we just did Echo and Low Spirit, here's an album or a split EP, like it would just feel kind of like cheap and not like genuine. And the music felt very like genuine to us, and we wanted to give it its own place to like live. And like we just kind of miss like the era of really awesome bands. And like, I don't know, I feel like with the economy and the way of the world right now, a lot of people are kind of soloing it out. Like, it's just kind of like easier to operate that way. But we were just like, let's just do the cool thing that actually inspires us. And so we just started a band. And I would say that for sure it happened like October, because I remember we came up with the name. We sat down for 2 weeks and like put a bunch of demos we had written like under the microscope and actually like put the work into producing them. So yeah, I would say October 25.
So not even a year old, but like it's such an exciting project because at its core, it's new metal. It's this. There's a bit of a like a resurgence of new metal at the moment. There's quite a few bands that are coming around, and I'm very much here for it because I grew up. I was like, I think I was about 12 when Hybrid Theory came out, and that album kind of changed so much for me. Because before then, I was listening to like Blink and Green Day, but then Hybrid Theory came out, and it kind of opened up those doors to that heavier music, and also that combination with rap as well. Because I loved Eminem at the time and things. So like yeah, there is a real vibe of new metal. I know for you guys, that's a real core as well, isn't it?
I'd say so. Echo, do you want to chime in?
Yeah, I mean, I tell like there's very few things in my life I remember my first of. I remember the first time I heard Linkin Park. I remember exactly where I was. I was at the Goodwill in my mom's car, and they came on the radio, and I was like, "What is this?" And it's also the first time I remember buying a record and listening to something and being like, "Okay, this is like really understanding a band." I think after that, like Papa Roach was the next one, and really falling in love with that. And then, the Slipknot album that came out and all that, and then Limp Bizkit, and then falling more even into like rap and all that. So everything, my entire DNA is kind of informed by just the counterculture more so of that time and where it was at. And I think I've always kind of gravitated to counterculture. And I think we're at a point right now where it has become that again. And I think that's what's so exciting about it. And I think that's what draws both of us to it in a big way is like, the sound, but also the look, the feel, the way things were at that time as well.
Because I also think, because obviously I kind of just broadly said new metal, but like there is a new edge to it because there's I think a more emotional side and especially lyrically as well with you guys, especially that's kind of just taking it just that little step further and then giving it that little growth, which I think why I find it so exciting because it's nostalgic to me, but also really new, and that's not something I've had from an artist that I can actually remember. I think I would have to be going back to the days when I first heard Linkin Park, Radiohead, people like that, people that really kind of like just changed my mind the way I saw music. That's kind of how I'm feeling right now with Ninth Key.
I think that's really dope because it makes a lot of sense to me. A lot of the music that we were making for this project was very informed by like things that we loved when we were growing up that sort of influenced us to get into music in the first place. But it was like, I don't think we could shake the lens of like the way that we, I guess, go about music now as writers and as adults, like that came from, like pretty tenured like solo projects. So it's like if the mission was to make things that felt like our younger years and like our childhood, I think the modern twist is just like who we are as artists and writers now. So it's kind of, I don't know, even if we tried to make something that we felt like was true to that like sort of like dated sound, I think it would still feel like now for some odd reason. So
Yeah,
I
a
don't
lot of
know.
it's like
It's a cool project.
making. Oh, go ahead, Josh. Sorry.
No, I'm done. I'm good.
I just think a lot of it was just us making Echo and Low Spirit song, and then a lot of times filtering it through different lenses. Whether and people haven't heard the whole record yet. There's some different vibes on there too. There's some that are like more alternative influence. There's some that are more new age, like heavy rap influence. There's a lot of different, vibes that happen on this record, and a lot of it is just filtered through different lenses of the things that we grew up listening to, that then goes through another lens of what we're listening to right now. And so it kind of just makes its way. It's like a human centipede.
It's that evolution, though, isn't it? It's that evolution of it's gone through different stages, and this is where we're at.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, both of you are solo artists in your own right. So, how easy? Because obviously, you worked before, did a couple of collabs and things like that. But how easy is it actually to sit down together and completely change your writing style to work with someone else in the way that you two are now working together?
We
So
haven't
much
had
easier.
to. We haven't had to. That's the cool part, is that like I feel like I haven't changed my writing style, and I don't think he changed his. I just think like we're both mindful of like each other's thing, and each other's thing is what excites us. So we're like, he pushes me, he's like, do the thing, you know what I mean, like do the Lø Spirit thing that he likes, and I kind of like push him to like do like different like cadences or flows that like maybe he wouldn't normally approach like the Ekoh stuff with. But it's like exciting to kind of like um almost use the other's like thing or like respective talent, I suppose, as like an instrument, and be like, what if we use it like this, or what if we use it like this? I don't know, it's like it's just kind of cool. I feel like we haven't had to like really change each other or who we are. It just sort of somehow works like when you put it in a room. But it's incredibly easy to write music together, which is so nice.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, it's much easier for me, especially, when you're a solo artist, you will question every note, every word over and over and over. And it's, you're really the, judge, jury, and executioner when it really comes down to it. But it's nice being in a room, especially with somebody you trust, and you trust their taste, not even other than that, it's really, to me, just judging, like really trusting somebody's taste. And I'm like, I know what Josh likes, and I know it's cool. So if he says this is good, I'm going to trust that it's good. Even if my ear's not picking up on it, I can trust that, like, I might not be like, but it takes some of the questioning out, and it helps to make decisions, which a lot of times in the room, the hardest thing is making a decision and sticking with it.
Yeah, that's fair. You make me feel like the professional tastemaker, dude. I'm like the Rick Rubin in the room.
I'm serious, except you actually know how to play instruments.
That's true.
So before like you got together, did you have like ideas that you didn't work as a like in your solo projects, but now do? So like when you started actually writing Ninth Key, you're like, hang on, this I can use this now.
Yes. Yes, there's actually one song in particular on the album. I had written this chorus and I knew it was good. I wrote it like 2.5 years ago. And the cool thing is like when I was writing it, I was like, I love this so much. I have no idea what to do with it. And I didn't want to give it away to anybody. And every time I tried to write verses or like finish out the song, it just never worked. And then when we got together, I was like, what do you think about this chorus? And he's like, I think it's dope. Let's use it. And then we got in a room, brought in a friend, and then finished out the whole song, and ended up like writing verses to it. And the whole thing was like, yes, this is awesome. And now in the end, it's like one of my favorite songs on the record. And it's the first time he got me to rap on a song ever, which was crazy for me.
It's so sick. It's so sick.
So, but yeah, no, that's actually a really good question, because that literally happened.
Yeah, and there's another song on the album that I wrote as an acoustic song that I was just like messing around with. And I just like had this hook, and I posted it on a story, just a demo that I'd made. And Josh was like, this should be a Ninth Key song acoustically. And in my head, I was like, I know, but it needs, like, I'm imagining Josh, big rock vocal, Josh fucking, my bad. I don't know if I can say fuck.
That's fine.
But I'm like, Josh's voice here, like, this is it. Like, it has to be a big one. And I think that's one of my favorite songs on the record now, is the inception of some random demo that I made for myself that ended up becoming like insane.
I love this.
Yeah, I like heard it on his story, and I was like, this needs to be a Ninth Key song. Like immediately was like, what are you doing with this? So it's like, yeah, it's super cool how it's just like, I genuinely have a philosophy, as do like many other songwriters, where like I feel like ideas are just sort of like passed down to us. I don't know. It kind of feels like they fall into our lap sometimes, and often sometimes there's no context and there's no verses. It doesn't get done. It's just this idea, and you feel so strongly about this little piece of something, but you can't quite figure out where it goes. And it was so cool to see that it was like, oh, it just belonged here the whole time. You know, we just couldn't see it at the time of inception. And I don't know, it's like part of the magic of music and the magic of this project for sure.
Yeah, it just seems really genuine. The whole thing just seems, and the way you've been describing it together, like the fact that you just kind of worked, like there was no forcing. And I think
Yeah.
for me, genuine music always comes across. You can tell when something is being just made for the sake of making something. You know, it's just we're just churning them out. Whereas they're, you know, if it wasn't me, you know, happiness feels like they are just passionate songs. Like there's something incredibly special about it. So you've been mentioning an album. So how many tracks have you got for an album then?
Wait, I mean, there's more than 10.
More than 10.
More than 10.
More than 10.
Less than 20?
It's more than 10, less than 20.
That's a good range. I'll take that range. So working on an album of 10 to 20 songs. Like, so I'm assuming, are you going to do a couple more singles and then maybe an album at the end of the year or the start of the year? Or is that's still actually just all up in the air and still kind of figuring it out as it goes?
I'd say it's pretty up in the air right now. It's kind of it's like it's unfair to a lot of artists right now, because the way that music consumption is certainly working right now is like a singles dominated market.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like by putting out an album and not giving every single song its due diligence as a single, you're almost like throwing songs into the trash can.
Yeah.
So it's like it's hard because we want everyone to focus on every single song. Obviously, every artist, you know, probably feels a similar way. But we also like miss the experience of getting an album and not feeling like you've heard the whole thing, you know? So it's kind of hard. It's still up in the air for us, I know right now, but it's like we don't want anyone to miss anything. So that's like it's just kind of a between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
Well, I think also from like a fan standpoint, I think we're both like, if you drop the album, it's over. You know?
Yeah.
And I think there's something really cool about, you know, being able to follow and continue to like and make every song a big deal, because to us it's a big deal. To us, to me, this project is the coolest thing in music right now. I don't think nothing to me feels this fun, this cool, this new, this fresh. And so I want to continue to keep giving people the same feeling I had every time we made a song and I got to just like listen to it on repeat and fall in love with it, and then we make the next one and we would do the same thing. I think as from a consumer of music as well, I think that's a cooler way. To me, I love that. I love being able to follow a journey with us that's not over as soon as the album's out, and then it's like, when's the next one? Like that's not to be. I think you can do both. I think you can have a foot in both worlds and give people, you know, a cool experience with the music and what we want to show them, and then deliver the album the way that it's meant to be heard. You know, I think we're gonna figure that out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not jealous of you guys having to try and work that one out, because yeah, like you said, the way music is consumed now is just it's so throwaway, which really upsets me, because music to me isn't like I am very much still a physical album man. I've got like 900 downstairs. Like it's just it's a part of who I am. Like I just love it, and I love the you know that when you do get an album, those couple of songs you've not heard, and they're like, oh, like, and then that suddenly becomes your favorite, and like it's. But yeah, now like, I know what you say. Yeah, you just get single, 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 and then somebody just moves on to the next one, which is a bit disheartening sometimes when like you're just putting all this effort in, and then people just go, yeah, that's cool. The next week they're like, well, we want something new now. Like we're already bored. We're already wanting something more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's also like due to like we have so much excess going on in music. I mean, there's like 200,000 songs coming out a day on Spotify. So yeah, it's like you're kind of competing with trying to stay on top of the pile, and the pile is huge, you know? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, trying to make an informed decision on that is like kind of difficult, like spiritually, but like logically, it's not very difficult, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, well, we should just do the singles thing, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I like building a trust with our fans to where they know, like, oh, Ninth Key's about to drop a song. I know it's going to be special. I know it's not going to be a throwaway. I know it's going to be as exciting and as big a deal as putting out an album. You know what I mean? I want you like waiting to hear a song, like knowing that, just trusting in us that we're going to put our best foot forward and give you the best that we've got, you know? And I think that's really sick.
So have you had to put your like solo projects on hold for the moment and you're just focusing on this, or you kind of doing both at the same time?
Well, he's on tour right now.
Okay. Then, yeah.
But I have,
But yes. And like Lø
yes,
Spirit just played Warped Tour like a week ago. But these are like prior commitments we had before Ninth Key stuff really you know, we didn't know what was gonna happen. We didn't know if we were gonna put out a song and nobody was gonna care.
Yeah.
So,
so
you know, but that being said, now, yeah, the schedules have changed a bit. For sure.
Yeah.
As they should. I mean, if this is number one for people right now, and I think it's incredibly special, and I think it deserves all my attention and time.
yeah.
Because in the States, you started getting some like decent radio spots and things like that as well, haven't you? With the couple of singles you've had so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just broke top 40 on rock radio.
That's cool. That's
with Happy Feels Like, the new single.
That's got to be so cool.
It's crazy.
Like when you guys were starting out, were there certain things that you were like, I want to achieve that. Like I want to be on, you know, do this certain show, play this certain place, or have my song played on this certain place. Like have them. Oh,
I'll chime in on that one. What's funny is that we actually wanted to place no expectations on this project, and that was like one of the objectives with like making this, was like not about what we could accomplish with it. If anything, the one thing that we wanted to accomplish was like doing things on our own terms, and our own way. And with social media, I think a lot of people were cornered into making content they didn't want to make to support their music. A lot of people were forced to like promote their things in a way that felt less artistic and less authentic to them. And so like a big thing that we just wanted to achieve with this project was putting out things the way that we wanted to, with the artwork we wanted to, the designs we wanted to, the types of videos we wanted to, the photos we wanted to. It was more about an artistic endeavor. And honestly, it just kind of took off in a way that we didn't really expect out of the gate, to be honest with you. We knew that like the music was special. We were really excited about it, but we couldn't have like guessed the public response. But now that we're here, I'm sure that we could tell you all kinds of things that we want to accomplish with it now. You know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, because
cool,
I think we're both kind of fortunate. I think that in our solo careers, we're able to kind of check a lot of boxes, you know, and which is nice, because then you're not really bringing baggage into a new project of like, well, I always wanted to do this, you know. It's like stuff like that, you know, and it makes it, there's the things to me with this project that I have started to see that I want to see the most. Like, honest to God, one of the things that's most important to me is like, I really love seeing Josh get his flowers for how good he is. Because I feel like he's like a fucking secret weapon that people kind of know, kind of don't know. And, you know, especially in the rock space, I think, you know, we had talked about like, you know, a lot of the Lø Spirit stuff is being pushed into more like an alternative lane when you're such an incredible writer on everything, but especially in rock, is just like seeing him really get his flowers, especially now. I'm just like, fucking, let's go, dude. Like, when people are like, oh, I want to write with Josh now. I'm like, yeah, you should have always wanted to write with Josh. Like, what are you talking? Like, and it's just, I think that to me is so cool.
This is good friendship right here.
Yeah.
I'm loving this. This is great. It's just the whole, like I said before, the whole thing is just so genuine, and like, and I really love it. Like, but obviously, so I'm in the UK, so I'm a little bit, you know, like, how important is it to try and break an international market for you guys? Like, because I know also you did your tour, Echo, in the UK, and like I know touring is so expensive. Like, it's especially when you chuck in a different country, it becomes unfeasible. And when you're independent as well, like is coming over to the UK and other places like in Europe and things like that, is that on the hit list at some point, or is it at the moment the US is big enough you can keep going around the US and building an audience there and not as be as worried as if you were to come out here?
I'll let you answer that one.
We got some offers we're trying to make work.
Ooh, okay, that's very exciting. I'm assuming maybe hopefully festivals would make more sense. Like I could do a festival run next summer.
We got some offers we're trying to make work, dude.
I love it when someone can't say something, but they say it anyway. Like the no is a yes. The silence speaks the words that we want to hear.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, so coming out outside of the US is something that still important to you, even as an independent artist. Like it's still something that you want to achieve, you want to bring over here.
I think it's important. It's definitely important to us. I think it's important to everybody for sure. I think it's just one of those things where it's like with the way that the economy is and with the way that things have inflation, things have gotten more expensive. It's kind of become harder for a lot of bands and a lot of artists to do it. And so I think a lot of people get upset and feeling like the artists don't want to, but that's certainly not the case. And like, for somebody like me, I have an autoimmune condition that makes my life really, really annoying and complicated, which costs more money on top of the more money we have to spend to go out. So it's more so like on a personal level, like considering how feasible things are to make it work. But I'll reiterate for the third time, we got some offers we're trying to make work.
That's the greatest logo. We've got some offers.
I think it's important for, people to, fans all over the world or wherever you're at, to be able to connect and have that human interaction and that human connection and the live music experience. I think it's I think it's more important now than ever with everybody just stuck on their phones and stuck in social media to be able to get out and connect, and realize that we're a lot more alike than we are different. And, a lot of us feel the same. And you find that out when you go.
Yeah, to spend more time in our shoes and in our bodies than in our heads and our phones, which is like a huge mission statement about this project as well. We want to kind of, swing the pendulum back in music culture to when things were inspiring and cool. And, music culture had really strong cornerstones. And we also want to swing the pendulum back the other way where like, people communicated with each other and there was community and like, less I guess like online oasis abundance and more like going outside with your friends and taking a walk and talking about your day. It's like these things are really important, and I feel like everyone on earth is sort of drifting further and further away from that, and the loneliness epidemic is only getting worse as we're somehow more connected. We've never been further apart, and I think that like part of the mission statement of this band is to try and correct some of that as much as we can, like at least within our own respective like market and world. That's like within our power and our means to do, and like I think we both feel strongly about doing our part to serve people in that way.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of people I've heard say about this, it's the most connected the world has ever been, yet it is the furthest apart. So much of it, there's so many divisions. There's massive divisions in the UK right now. I know there's massive divisions in the US. Like, it's horrible to see, and like the fact that you're in a position to even change just a small amount, and like you said, you're in your space, you can make that difference. It's incredible to see, and like you said, going to live shows does that. Like you end up bumping into people you never met, and like you make friends. So like for each of you, what's like one of the best live shows you've ever been to that really sticks in your mind? Like this was a performance that it just blew me away.
I can go first and say that the first show that I've ever been to will probably remain like one of the most insane shows I've ever seen in my life. It was 2007. It was My Chemical Romance on the Black Parade tour, and Muse was the opener. So yeah, I discovered Muse. I was like 14, and that, I think honestly that informed like everything about my music life and my music career. Like after that was like that one single show, which was my first show ever I went to with like my older sister, and it was in an arena, and it was just like unbelievable, like so insanely awesome.
Okay, because 2007, that's like
20 years ago almost.
But I'm trying to work out what album that was, because Muse over here have obviously been a lot
It
bigger.
was Black Holes and Revelations.
Yeah, so they were playing Wembley Stadium at that sort of time. So you got a stadium filling band to open for another state. That's a ridiculous show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a I can't even. That's awesome.
It was unbelievable. Yeah, that album had just come out, and I remember Starlight was like all over radio at the time.
Yeah. Oh, that is epic. Yeah, that's hard to beat.
Yeah, dude, blew me away. Became my favorite band very quickly after that.
I'm trying to think of the best show I've been. The best show I've been to is probably 21 Pilots. It was early on in their career. I was like a big fan of them, like right when Blurry Face came out, and they played Brooklyn Bowl, like a 2,000 cap room in Vegas, and just watching the way they did their stage show and like the theatrics that they put into it and how like on point every single thing was, it was just incredible. I think those guys are some of the best performers in music, period.
Is that like 2015-ish?
It would have to be. It was right when Blurry Face came out, like right before the song popped off.
Yeah.
I was going to say as well, 21 Pilots, from a writing point of view, they're some of the finest, because they just mix genres like no, but they don't seem to care about genre. They just do what they want to do, and it sounds like 21 Pilots. It doesn't sound like anything else. 21 Pilots are very much their own sort of very unique, just in that, I don't know, alternative rock space. I don't know what you want to call them, but like,
yeah, and they're a band kind of built for live shows. I think they put the live show kind of first, and a lot of like that's top priority for them, and they do a great job. I can't really think of somebody else who like really puts as much into their live show as they do. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier as well. So you said Ninth Key's been influenced by, obviously, your Linkin Parks, Papa Roaches, Limp Bizkit's, like the new metal gods, as I will put them, because they were. But like you said, you're influenced by what you're listening to now. So who are you listening to now? Like who has had influence on you?
Me or you first?
You first.
Right now, like I'm a huge fan of The Neighborhood. I'm a huge fan of Matt Caracas in a band called Citizen. I'm a huge fan of Paris. I'm like very into like kind of like darker, ethereal, like alternative stuff and pop stuff. Like I've always been like a very big fan of that side of the world, because it sort of mixes the energy of rock with like almost like the cinematic like aspect of just like, I don't know, there's like this epicness about it and this darkness about it. And I also just really love the sound design in that world. So like a lot of that sort of informs like my own like music productions and things that I like kind of go after. So it's kind of funny, like even in some of the rock stuff that we've done, there's like certain parts where I'm like, it would be kind of cool if there was like a like neighborhood-ish like kind of like guitar part here or here, like even though it's like you wouldn't think that fish and ice cream would go together, somehow they make a pretty good breakfast, you know.
Fish and ice cream is crazy.
Johnny Andrews told me that one time, and I never let it go.
That's a great quote. Yeah, for me, I mean, dude, I still don't even listen to that much modern stuff. So I mean, that's but I mean, I'm a big like J. Cole fan.
That's
really
cool.
anything that makes me like feel and think about stuff. So I'm all over the map. I'm a big J. Cole fan. I'm a big fan of like the Midnight. I think they're great. I'm like really big on I like Jessie Murph, singer-songwriter chick.
Okay.
Just a lot of that stuff. But I'm like, to be honest, I don't listen to that much modern music that's like coming out right now. If you go on my playlist, it's like 50s and 60s music right now.
Insane.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, like thank you so much, guys, coming on the show. I'll wrap this up. Like I said, Ninth Key it's one of the most exciting projects that I've heard in such a long time. Like I was blown away by it instantly. Like I just since then, I've just been wanting to get you on the show. Like it's so exciting, and I'm looking forward to finding out what those offers are, and finding out if it's what number it is between 10 and 50, 10 and 20 for the album. But like, so when are we going to get another single then? We'll leave it on that. Is there one due in the next couple of months?
This month.
This month.
This
Oh.
month.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Well,
Yeah.
that'll be. Well,
There's a lot of exciting stuff coming this month.
Ooh.
I'll say that.
That is a perfect way to end it. Like, just yeah, thank you so much, guys, and I really hope when those offers pay out that we'll get to see you in the UK, and I'll definitely be there screaming along like I was 12 again. Like, yeah, it just so good. Thank you so much again. Yeah, absolutely love it, and yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
for
you,
having
man, for all the kind words, dude. I really appreciate your enthusiasm and your passion, dude. That's really great. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no worries.
Likewise.
Thank you.